everybody? Welcome to Super Mega Graphics 64. It's me, Cyrus. It's been a minute. I haven't done a stream in a few days. I don't know, maybe a week. And it's not from a lack of effort. I've got everything together a couple different times, set up, made a thumbnail, and for whatever reason, circumstances, things, streams didn't happen. So here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Saturn stuff. We're gonna do some Sega Saturn stuff. I was talking with my buddy Max, Mad Max Movies and Entertainment, about him recently getting a Saturn. I was talking with him just a little bit not that long ago, and he was talking about his Saturn, and I was like, I have that black Japanese light gun. It works really well. I was trying to tell him because he was asking about it, or he was mentioning it in his video where he was talking about getting a light gun. And he was like, I don't even know if the Japanese one will work. I think it'll work and all stuff. So I was trying to tell him I have that gun and it does work really well on a CRT. But before I could even get through that, he was like, you have a Saturn? I was like, oh my God. How long has it been since I've done Sega Saturn stuff on the channel? Has it been that long? Is he pulling my Sega card? This is not good. This is not good. So I'm like, you know what? I need to play some Saturn stuff. So I have moved the Saturn right here next to me into the position of prestige or whatever. We're going to play some Sega Saturn. First in was Bassarino. Bassarino says he's space traveling past Uranus. I think Bassarino might have been in Luke's stream the other night where for some reason, it was because Luke was playing Infinite Warfare and he was traveling space fighting around Uranus, and we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with the word, there's a lot of fun to be had. There's always fun to be had with Uranus. So, thank you, Luke, and thank you, Bassarino, for bringing that back up. Last line says, I'm about to hit a no service area, just checking in. Make sure to say my name at the end of the stream like you always do. Have a good stream, guys. Wow. It's very demanding. Last line's starting to get a little too big for his britches. That's what my grandma used to say. Whenever we would talk back or act out or something. She's like, you're getting too big for your britches. How dare you, last line. Don't forget. I won't forget. I'll mention you. Don't worry about it. Last line, wish I got to see more Saturn gameplay. Maybe I'll catch some on the replay. Well, you don't have to watch mine. There's plenty of Sega Saturn gameplay footage on the internet. You can watch whatever you want. I'm not the exclusive arbiter of Sega Saturn gameplay. Mike Wolf, what's up, Mike? How you doing? And it's Eugene, Optimus Gene. Very optimistic of you, Eugene. What's up, playa? What's up, playa? What do you think about that? Yes, we're going to play Sega Saturn. Eugene's familiar with Sega Saturn, especially Virtua Fighter 2. History. We might play some Virtua Fighter 2. I don't know. What's up, dude? Mark Baker is here. Hello, Mark. Mark, I was also baking earlier today. I made some blueberry muffins. I was very proud of myself. They turned out really well. Sometimes, occasionally, Cyrus likes to bake. I told some of my other friends about it, and I am now henceforth known as the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. Have you heard? Luke's Awakening. We were just talking about you, Luke. Were your ears burning? Was Uranus burning? Uranus is dangerous. It is. It is indeed. Mike Wolf, you have a little Samson cartridge? Luke would know about that. It's not a real one. It's a repro, but it's nice. And it runs just like a real one. But no, it's not real. It's not real. Your eyes and your ears may deceive you. Yeah. Luke says, last line thinks he's Destiny's Child. Say my name. Say my name. Say my name. Yes. He thinks a lot. Oh my gosh. And look who else it is. John, the Retro Bro. What's up, John? You're just checking in to see if y'all Still them boys. Oh my God. Yeah. Anybody that's a Cowboys fan that is going around bragging, talking about, oh, Cowboy, yeah. Anybody that's a Cowboys fan that is doing that this year, what, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? These Cowboys are just good enough to beat the Jets. Ponder that. I'm a Cowboys fan. Unfortunately, I'm stuck with that. It didn't work out so well today. The only way the Cowboys win is if they can get up by at least 20 points. You have to get up. You have to get so far ahead that your sorriness and laziness can still overcome. It has to be so much that you will somehow still win at the end, even though you will, once you've gotten ahead, completely screw off like you usually do. And that didn't happen today. So, of course, Cowboys lost. Yes. This is who we are. This is who we are. Mark Baker, you're the real Baker, sir. Thank you, Mark. You're the real Baker, Mark. Mark. Thank you, sir. That's the mark of a real baker. Anyway. Mike Wolf, it's better to be the Muffin Man than the Milkman from the movie Tales from the Dark Side. Well, fair enough, sir. Fair enough. It's hard to argue with your logic. Luke's Awakening, it's little Delilah. How can anyone still be a Cowboys fan? I think it's like something that once you become infected by, you're never really gonna get like cured of. It's just you're stuck with it, you know. Believe me, I've said many a time, I wish I was a fan of a different team. And people say, well, you can be a fan of a different team. And I'm like, no. You don't understand. I could, but I can't. I could, but I can't. It's an unfortunate affliction. I hope one day, before I die, the Cowboys will, I don't know. I don't even want to say it. There's been enough jinxing gone on already. It is what it is. We had a good run, a couple of times. And now it is our destiny to just to want what we can't have. This is what it is. What it is. It is what it is. John says, I feel bad for taking shots at you since you're one of the most reasonable Cowboy fans I've ever met. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine, John. I know what you deal with. And what you deal with is actually not Cowboys fans so much as it is Eagle haters. You deal with people who the only reason they care what happens with the Cowboys is because of the dynamic between those teams. So you have my sympathy, sir. Mike says, how could they get rid of Micah Parsons when they don't have the replacement? That's a good question. That's a good question. John says, I just need the Commanders to lose now and I'll be over Thursday night's disastrous loss. It is what it is. It is what it is. Born Distracted. What's up, dude? Hello, Born Distracted. Maybe if the Cowboys pay Prescott more money, then they will do better. Yeah, that sounds like, that's a plan. Let's pay him even more money. Yeah. Then we'll win. That's what you just got to give the guy some more money. That's all it takes. Absolutely. You should talk to Jerry Jones. I'm sure he hasn't thought of that. Bassarino sighed. Thanks for missing my ass. I always miss your ass. Eugene says, because it's Jerry's team. It is indeed. As long as Jerry Jones is alive, we are destined for mediocrity at the best. All right. So we're going to be playing some Nights into Dreams. I got my 3D controller here. I was having a little trouble with it earlier. Hopefully I don't have any more trouble with it. I think my connection might have been a little dirty on the controller itself. I'm really not sure. Hopefully it works fine. But if you don't have one of these 3D controllers and you have a real Saturn, I highly recommend you get one of these, because the way this thing works, I'm going to bring my thing back up for just a second. Hang on. Sorry. The way this thing works, this 3D controller, you can see it right here. It's like a ball. You see that? It's like a ball inside there. It's almost like a trackball kind of, but it shoots back. It's like, see, you let go of it and it goes back. It recenters. But it's not like any other analog that you've ever used. It's very interesting, and it's very sensitive. And for the games that utilize it, it actually works very well. Like Knights is a good one for it. The racing games, if you don't have the steering wheel, you can use this, because this will do for most of the games that have like steering wheel options and they don't have specific options for this. It'll still work, because it'll sort of simulate the steering wheel's analog. But a lot of racing games also are built for that too. But games like Panzer Dragoon Saga, or Panzer Dragoon Saga, Panzer Dragon 2, Zwei, is that how you say it, John? Also work really well with that. There's several games that work really well with that. So if you don't have one of these and you have a real Saturn, I do recommend you get one, because it really does make a big difference with those games. It's very nice. It's very nice. All right, let me bring that back up again. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Hang on. There we go. I have so many different setups. Sorry about that. Let's see. Luke says OLED Distracted. That's Born Distracted's alter ego. OLED Distracted. It's like a superhero version. John says OLED has burn-in. Well, every superhero has a weakness. I'm not wrong. John says I may upgrade to an OLED gaming monitor this holiday season. Wow, I didn't know they made OLED gaming monitors. Be careful you don't leave it on with Windows and burn in the stuff, the start menu and all that. Chris Courage, the man, the myth, the legend. He says, oh, the Sega Saturn. What's up, Chris? You guys know who Chris is. If you don't know who Chris is, you haven't been paying attention. Chris has done several awesome mods on different consoles for me, including recently my Game Gear, hooking me up with a really cool LCD screen, recapped it, new power board, and HDMI out. My Game Gear is freaking badass now. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you for everything you've done. Luke says, I know balls when I see one. That's definitely a ball. That's right. That's right, Luke. That's right. Basserino says, do they make them for USB systems? Do they make what for USB systems? The Saturn controller? You could probably get an adapter that adapts Saturn to USB for like emulators and stuff. I bet that you could do that. Luke says, self-centering balls are the only ones to have. Indeed. John says, that transition is cool. How did you do that? Oh, if you look in the description of this stream and most of my newer streams, there's a link for the YouTube channel where I got these from. There's a guy who made these and gives them out for free. You can get them on yours too. There's a bunch of different variants that he offers. There's other people that do that sort of stuff too, but those are stingers for OBS and they're free. And like I said, you can get them yourself if you want them. Let's see. Trichome 79. Chris who? Chris Courage. Basserino Knights looks interesting. I'll have to install. Yes. The controller. All right. Let's play some of the Knights. Some of the Knights. Yes. I don't have the Saru cartridge. Max is talking with me about seeing if we can get us some Saru cartridges. Those are the ones that are that have the SD cards and everything's built into them. They have the the extra 4 meg RAM built in, and they have the ability to save, your game to the SD cartridge. So, you know, one of the big problems with the Saturn is it does have some memory for saving stuff, but not a whole lot. So if you want to back up your save files, it's like I have a cartridge, like a memory cartridge, and these things they don't have batteries. The way they save it is like different than that. So there's no battery inside here. So it doesn't actually, you don't have to worry about that. And it's got quite a bit of memory, but not the best backup option for like, if you want to put them on your computer or whatever. But the Saru, I think, is a better option for that sort of stuff. And then you don't have to use CDs or anything. But right now I've got the Sega Saturn Unlocker cartridge, and it lets me use the CDRs. And then, of course, it has the 4 meg memory installed on it, too. So, there's a lot of options for this sort of thing. But that's where I'm at with my Saturn. John says, nice, I'll check out those now that I'm streaming again. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Luke says, I'm allergic to stingers. Well, you have to be careful with stingers around Uranus. I don't know why we keep going back to that. Tricom Saturns like to eat coin batteries. Yes. That's true. They do go through the batteries pretty, like maybe about a year. You might get about a year, 2 years out of one of those batteries. So that's another reason why it's good to have a way to back up your saves and stuff. Absolutely. Luke says the Saru is going to save our disk drive. Yeah, I need to get one. Like I said, Max and I were talking about it, and well, you know, maybe that's something that'll happen in the not too distant future. I don't know, because I would like to have one. I just don't have one yet. I haven't really needed one, so I haven't really struggled to try to get one. I think they're easier to get now than they were, though. I think you can get them like really easy, like off Amazon and stuff now. It's just a matter of trying to find a good deal. You got to be careful though, because there are some like original model versions that had some issues. So as long as you get one of the ones that's not one of the original model versions, then it should be fine. But some of those early ones, they had some issues of some kind. I can't remember exactly what it was. All right. Now, I have never been necessarily good at nights, but I do love playing it. It's a very relaxing game. They have this game on modern consoles. Like it came out for like PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and it's like one of those backwards compatible games too. And the more modern versions have like widescreen support, and you know, there's some obviously higher resolutions. There's some benefits to playing it on something more modern, but you don't get to use this 3D controller. At least not unless you, maybe like we were talking, maybe there's a USB adapter or something that'll help you do that, but I've never tried to do that. But it is really fun using the 3D controller with this. It's just it's a very comfortable experience. I remember when this game came out, it came with the 3D controller actually. There's a Christmas version we've all heard about and seen, I'm sure. Everybody's heard about. But it would have been cool if they did more variants, you know, that were themed for different things. I mean, it's night, so it's kind of already got a Halloween theme going. But it'd be cool if they did like a very, you know, like a specific like Halloween kind of thing or something. It'd been pretty cool. I like it at nights. You're making me feel good. Yes, it's a good game. Yeah, I like. I'm just kind of screwing around here. I need to be speeding up a little because I'm going to run out of time. Like that. Now I'm out of time, and I got to try to rush to get back to the thing before the alarm clock gets to me and wakes me up. There we go. All right. Yeah, you want to go faster than what I've been going. Oh, I was trying to get this. Dang it. Oh, hello. Oh, yeah. I also have a Knights game on the Wii, which I have never really played very much, so I might have to do that at some point in the not too distant future. My daughter played the ever-living crap out of it. She really liked it, but I just never really played it. It's not the same game as this. It's like a newer, different game. I don't know if it's a sequel to it necessarily, but it's, you know, it's a little different than this. Oh yeah. Knights. Nice. No, not nice. Knights. Oh, sorry. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to hit this thing down here. Come on, let me hit it. Ah, I keep missing it. Damn. Getting all caught up in that. I'm trying to come back down and hit this. No, damn it, I'm trying to get down there and hit that. Stop it. There we go. There's one up there too. Oh, come on. There it is. There we go. It's a pretty cool game. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Let me back up just a little bit. Let's see. John says, now so I have to check those out now that I'm streaming again. Yeah, I'm allergic to stingers. Saturns like to eat coin batteries. Okay, the Saru is going to save our distro. I already read all this. Born Distracted. Can lithium rechargeable batteries be modded onto a Saturn? I don't know. I don't know. Is Max mad? Sometimes. Sometimes we get mad. Sometimes he gets mad, yes. Excuse me. John says, yeah, I suck at this game too. It's got a funny way, like it's not clear about what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to figure it out. And to be honest, I've never really figured it out completely. Like in the beginning, I can get through a few stages, get through a couple of bosses, but there's all these alternate things you can do if you know how to do them. But I don't know how to, you have to stumble across stuff and figure out, like, oh, you can do that if you hit the L trigger or R trigger right here and it flips you going the other way. I don't know. It's kind of funny like that. Trackhome, I remember the original Knights changed to Christmas graphics on 12/25. Yeah, they have Christmas Knights, which is a separate disc, which is like Christmas stuff. I have not heard that this version changed to Christmas stuff though on 12/25. So that's interesting. We might check that out. We might try an experiment here in a minute and see what happens with that. I've not seen that. Luke says, Born, what do you mean modded onto a Saturn? That's a good question. What does Born Distracted mean? What is his intent, sir? Hey, Nick, Geekstorian is here. What's up? What up, Nick? How you doing? How you doing? Afternoon to you, too. Born Distracted. Sorry, Luke, I don't know how to explain it. Well, I guess. Trichome. Oh, was it a separate version? It's been a few years. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it is then. Maybe because I know I have the disc for the Christmas nights. Maybe there's not like a thing for this. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Born Distracted. Nick is alive. He's alive. He's alive. Yes, he's alive. Yes. Geekstorian. Wait, did I go somewhere, boys? I don't know. Okay, it jumped on me. Hang on. Oh, it's Jeffrey. Go game go. I love Nights into Dreams. I also have no idea how to play it. Yes, it's one of those games. You have to you just have to screw around with it, you know? That's kind of one of the functions of the game. It's like designed for people to just play with, you know? It's a very interesting game to give you when it comes bundled with the 3D controller, right? And the 3D controller's new to the Saturn because it came with this game. And this game uses the 3D controller and uses a control scheme that's very different than what people are thinking and has certain elements to the controls that are very difficult to they're not immediately apparent. So it's an interesting choice by Sega to bundle that all together, give it to you and be like, all right, well, good luck. And everybody's kind of like, what? It's an interesting experience. It's fun, but I don't think anybody that I know has ever really mastered Nights because it is such a strange, conglomeration of experiences. It's very different. I really like it though, but it is not a normal. It's not what you would expect. Let's say that. It's just unexpected. Let's see. John says, Nick, you still over on Rumble live streaming? I don't know. I don't know if he is. Bassarino, the soundtrack reminds me of Bonk's Adventure. Interesting. Nick says, I killed the Rumble account. Haven't been streaming anywhere. I am working on a video, taking my time on it. Oh, there you go. Yeah. We all look forward to your videos, Nick. We all look forward to your videos, Nick. I love Nick's videos. He does some awesome stuff. Legendary stuff. Yep. That Metroid one that you did, I keep talking about because that one was really cool. But you do cool stuff all the time. All the time. They're not long enough, though. Like, right when I get into Nick's video and it starts to, really slap, as the kids say, it gets to a point where I'm like, all right, we're about... And then it's over. And I'm like, what? No! Nick! No! I wish they were longer. That's what she said. But I do enjoy them very much, which is also what she said. Let's see. Born Distracted. Didn't Nights steal the concept of this gameplay from Superman 64, Luke's favorite N64 game? Stolen assets. Obviously, Nights is nothing but Superman. Totally stolen from the comic books. Stolen from the N64 game. It uses analog control, which is obviously stolen from Nintendo. It uses graphics on the screen. Obviously, again, stolen from Atari. Stolen from the original people that made Pong. Everything about this game has sound. It's just total ripoff. Everything about it. 100%. You're right. Absolutely. John says, oh, nice, Nick. Yeah, I tried streaming on Rumble about a year ago. It's basically one giant sub for sub community. That's an interesting way to put that. Rumble is interesting. I'll leave it alone. I'm going to leave that alone. Luke says, Stream Storian needs revived here. Yes. Black Metal Gamer, dude, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. How you been? How you doing? Black Metal Gamer says, I never played Nights games at all. Should get the HD collection on Xbox back compat store. Yes, it's very good on the Xbox. Yes, that's where I have it on there, and I have it on PS3 also. But we're playing on original Saturn right now. But yeah, it's very good on the Xbox and PlayStation. John says, we need classic geeks with cash raging at old NES games. Those times were fun. I don't know if that was necessarily fun all the time for Nick, but I know that we all have very vivid memories of some classic streams from Nick. Absolutely. Absolutely. Where are we at? Oh, Nick says, yeah, I wasn't gelling with the community by the end of it, and uploaded videos weren't working, so I decided it wasn't for me. And I don't know, Luke, maybe I have the name, just haven't done anything with it. Yeah, videos. I don't think videos worked on Rumble very well. That's a good point. Yeah, Bassarino Classic Geeks with Cash sounds like a series. It does. Nick says, I think the Geeks with Cash channel should stay where it is. Fair enough. Geeks with Cash can be revived as Stream Storian. Bill Bob says, is there a way to put the camera behind him? Is there a way to put... to change the view. No. The view will change on its own, depending on things happening, but you can't move the camera. The camera completely is on its own on this game. So, yeah. John says, I subbed to Antstream site. I think you might like it. There's a lot of old Commodore 64, Amiga, old PC stuff, and old arcade stuff on there. I've heard it's pretty good. I'm not really big into services that I don't own the stuff, so that's the only reason I haven't really looked into it too much, but I've heard it's pretty good. Bill Bob, is there a code or something for that? Because the side view is really annoying. No, Bill Bob, it changes the camera on its own as the game goes. I'm sorry if it's annoying. It is what it is. Black Metal Gamer, is this game kind of like if a Sonic game could fly concept? It has some similarity. I guess you could say that. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, a little bit. Nick says, nah, I have that name under entirely different account. I'll start fresh on if I do anything streaming wise. I love that Metro one. Yeah, I love that one too, man. It's good. Good stuff. Black Metal Gamer, Rumble, kind of a waste of time, in my opinion, even though YouTube crowded. It's just the main go-to. Nick says, I'm thinking of trying to do longer ones. That's what she said. If I stop doing short videos, I can work on longer form videos. No, Nintendo just copyrighted graphics on screen to take down Pal World, so they own that now. That's true. I stand corrected. Black Metal Gamer, good, just work more and game here and there. Yep. Bassarino, I don't know anything about Rumble. I don't either. Bassarino, not really. Luke says, I have nights on Wii, just haven't ever played it. Well, I know my daughter really likes it, Luke, so you should check it out. I mean, I don't know if you'll like it or not, but you should definitely check it out. Bassarino, Classic Geeks with Cash needs a sack of cash. Maybe just sing? Okay. Black Metal Gamer, have you played or purchased Chronicles of the Wolf? Basically, Castlevania, Simon's Quest meets Symphony of the Night, Fusion, love letter game, fantastic music, reminds me of TurboGrafx 16 CD music. No, I think I've seen it. I think I watched like some demos or something, but I never played that. I don't think I have that. But it does look interesting. There's several games that are kind of like that are out that actually look really cool. Saboteur. Sega Saturn, my favorite. What's up, Saboteur? Bassarino, I think Bubsy fills the flying Sonic gap. Bubsy. Alrighty. See the camera change like that? I didn't do that. It just changes on its own like that. And it'll change back when I go to a different area. Like it's like an automated thing. Oh, I'm running out of time. And like different paths will happen. Like you can go different ways in the same area, like at certain points. See how it's like different ways of flying through stuff. It's kind of weird how it does it. And there's always like hidden stuff around. You just have to like keep exploring, looking up and down in different areas. Okay, like here's a whole sequence when I go through this water. Watch this. See how the camera moves like that? I'm not controlling that at all. It's just doing that. Oh, I missed that. Gotta try to find the bubble again so I can drop off the stuff that I'm picking up. There it is. 35 seconds to run through this. Oh, missed it. If I can get that one. No, missed it too. God dang it. Alright, now we get to go fight a boss. I use a satiator to play all the games on my original Saturn. There you go. That's a great way to play them. Yeah, we're going to get a Cyrus at some point. I just don't have one right now. I'm just using the backup unlocker cart and CDs. Bill Bob says, but what's the better game, Bubsby 3D or Superman 64? That's a race to the bottom, sir. Ah, damn it. I got hit. There we go. Oh, damn it. Messed that up. Oh, crap. I'm totally screwing this up. There we go. Ah, wrong way. Ah, come on, man. Get in there. Ah, missed it again. Oops. Bingo. Almost out of time. Bingo. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Splash Garden. I got an E. That means E for everyone, right? I don't know. It's not good. It's not good. It could be a lot better. Could have been a lot better. It's a fun game. Like I said, it's one of those games that like you're like kind of just chilling, you know, sit back and just chill by yourself. That's what I have a lot of memories of this. Back in the day when I played my Saturn, in you know when this game was new, I would like get off work and come home and just chill and play nights and just, you know, spend like a couple hours just goofing around. But, you know, if you really get into it, there's a lot of stuff to it. There's quite a bit, secret things and like different paths and lots of bosses that you can fight and stuff. So there's two different characters you can use. So, yeah. Bassarino, I mean the perfect collection. Bubsy is supposedly fixed. There you go. Oh, this must be like the Japanese version. I didn't realize that. Or maybe it's just detecting it because I'm using Japanese Saturn. I don't know. I don't know. It'll give you hints, and that's another thing about the game is it doesn't tell you ahead of time how to play it, but after you finish playing, if you don't just immediately turn the system off, it does give you a lot of like pointers and hints and stuff like that to show you how to play it. Of course, on this case, it's in Japanese, so it's not really very helpful. But anyway. Bill Bob, wow, I just noticed for the first time that he makes the same sound as Sonic Spin Dash on the Dreamcast. Well, it's made by the same team, so there's a lot of stolen assets. I guess the Dreamcast one would have stolen from this, because this was first. Yeah. Is he turning Japanese? I really think so. Fixing Bubsy is like polishing a turd. Well, maybe so. All right, I'm gonna play something else. Hang on. A lot of Saturn games. Oh, you know what? I want to play. I've been wanting to play some Sega Rally. There's like 2 different versions of Sega Rally Championship on the Saturn. It's like a regular one, and then there's a Netlink edition. Netlink one's a little bit better, but it's basically the same game. But this has native functionality for the 3D controller. The regular one uses the steering wheel, and the 3D controllers still do analog, but this one is a little bit better. Let's see. Bassarino says, yeah, but how many Superman games were there? I don't know. Nick says, quite a few Superman games, but only one Superman 64. Thank God. I wonder if anybody's ever tried to hack Superman 64 to improve it, like make the controls and stuff better. I wonder. Tricom, turns out I was half right. Christmas Night's graphics and music changed to their most festive when the system date is 12/25. Well, there you go. Now we know. I did not know that. Bill Bob, I was going to buy Saturn and this game, but they canceled Sonic Extreme and Nintendo had Mario 64, so it made the choice easy. There you go. The demo disc that came with the Saturn had a demo for this game. Back in the day, I didn't actually own Sega Rally. I just had the demo, and I would play it all the time because I freaking loved Sega Rally. But I never bought the game. It was hard to find the games that I actually wanted to buy because they were never available. People just didn't, like Walmart and Toys R Us, they would not. Saturn wasn't treated very well. It had a very short window of availability in the United States. They basically liquidated it as soon as they could. Which, by the way, I'm hearing stories. You guys tell me if this is true or not. I'm hearing stories that they are liquidating Xbox stuff like at Walmart, at Target, not just at Costco, but the bigger stores are starting to liquidate Walmart. Excuse me. What am I saying? Xbox stuff. So I don't know if you guys have heard anything about that or not, but I saw some videos and stuff, people talking about that today. Luke says, Nights actually has a couple of changes based on the system date. Nothing as major as Christmas Nights, though. Well, there you go. Bassarino, I kind of avoid superhero games I once played a Spider-Man game on N64 and it was pretty underwhelming. And a family pet keeled over. Excuse me. I thought it said kneeled. Sorry. I was like, what are you saying? Okay, I'm sorry. That kind of solidified my habits of playing more shock games. Shock games? All right. Sometimes I do pretty good at this, and sometimes I do not. So we'll see how it goes. We shall see. By the way, you do have analog triggers on the Sega Saturn 3D controller also, which is very, very useful for games like this. I was playing this on the, I was playing Sega Rally 2 on the Dreamcast yesterday. Not on a stream or anything, I was just playing it. It's really difficult. Like, it's a cool game, I like it a lot. On Dreamcast, some people talk a lot of crap about it because it has some performance issues here and there, but I don't know. It looks fine to me, but it's pretty hard. It takes me quite a bit to get into that game because it is a little bit difficult.
Very long, easy right, baby.
I wish this game would have been available like at the launch of the Saturn, because next to Ridge Racer on the PlayStation, I think that would have been a great comparison, you know, for like the two, you know what I mean? Because Daytona, it was the first version of Daytona, it was good, but it was pretty choppy. But this was so much smoother. Just looks way better.
Very long, easy right. Long, easy right, baby.
Damn it.
Very long, easy left. Okay, come on. Medium left. Medium left.
Yeah, and you know, Sega Saturn emulation has gotten so good now to where you really can have a beautiful experience playing on, you know, a good Sega Saturn emu. Like Mednafin or one of these other ones that are Beetle, I think, is what another version is called that's in like RetroArch. Very good stuff. You just have to make sure your controls are set up right. But yeah, emulation on Saturn has gotten really good. It used to be so bad, but it's much better now.
Long, medium right. Easy right. Finish.
Oh man. Nick says, not sure if they are liquidating Xbox stuff. It wouldn't surprise me though. Who needs the hardware when the games are available on other systems? At this point, it just eating up shelf space. I heard RGT85 did a video talking about this. He had an interesting comment. He said something like, when everything is an Xbox, nothing is an Xbox. And I mean, yeah. Like, why do you need an Xbox if their games are on everything? And even if the games aren't on your hardware, you can just stream, because that's what they're trying to push towards everything anyway, which is why there is discussion that they're going to bring out another Xbox at some point in a couple years. And I'm like, why are you even making any new Xboxes if you're pushing that you don't need an Xbox? If your whole marketing strategy is everything's an Xbox and you can just play on the cloud and you're trying to push everybody to the cloud, why do you even need new hardware? The whole thing is, there's so many questions about what they're doing. I don't have any answers. I look at what they're doing and I'm like, this makes no sense. And I think it doesn't even make sense to them. I don't know what, I think I'd be surprised if the next gen Xboxes even happen, you know, because they're talking about 2027. I'm like, man, by 2027, are they really going to make another Xbox at this point? I don't know. It's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. Basserino, yes, Postal Carmageddon, Carnage Games. Oh, shock games. Okay, I see what you're saying. Shocking type games. Okay. Bill Bob, I think the first Xbox is the last console that was actually cool and different enough from the competition to really care which one you had. I miss fanboying, but there's no point anymore. I never owned an OG Xbox. My cousin had one and my brother had one, and I played on theirs quite a bit. We played Halo and Halo 2 and a bunch of games on the Xbox, but I never owned one myself. But I was really into the 360. I love that system. I still love that system. You know. I don't have to tell you. You know. Basserino, I always used to hear people rant about how complex it was to program Saturn games, and that would be the reason why I shouldn't bother with them. Saturn, I remember reading in stores for a few weeks. Yeah, the Saturn games, so it has like multiple video processors, but also it rendered the 3D in quads instead of triangles. So yeah, it was a weird system. It did its own thing. That's why the graphics look so unique on the Saturn. Like pretty much any game that you see on Saturn, you can tell just by looking at it that it's a Saturn game. And some people really didn't like the look of the Saturn. I always liked it. I thought it looked really cool. I mean, if you put it next to a PlayStation, a lot of times the PlayStation version would look better because of the translucency, or frame rates were usually better. But the Saturn version seemed higher resolution. Maybe that, I think some Saturn games are. And there were some games that were like Sega games, you know, native, like first party titles that looked as good, if not better, than what PlayStation could do. You know, like, you know, Sega Rally, Panzer Dragoon, you know, especially the second one. Different games like that. Burning Rangers. Yeah. So anyway, it's just a weird system, but I always thought it was really cool. Let's see. Born Distracted, good point, Bass. Yet Japan, Saturn had plenty of games. Go figure. Yeah, we got robbed, man. There's so many awesome Saturn, Japanese Saturn games. It's crazy. Tricom, Road Rash, and Toshinden will always be my go-to Saturn games. Tons of other good titles. URA, Toshinden URA, I really like on the Saturn, and Road Rash is really good on the Saturn. I like the 3DO version of Road Rash the best. That's just because that's my preference on that, but it is way smoother on the Saturn. So it's actually really good on Saturn. Luke's Awakening, Born, but most of those Japanese games were 2D, not 3D. 3D was what everyone was wanting, and the 3D programming is what was difficult on Saturn. That's an interesting point. That is an interesting point. Nick says, the only reason to make new hardware is to keep the loyalists from losing their minds. Some people are die-hard Xbox hardware. I guess. I don't know, Nick. I don't know what to think about it. We need an XX Xbox. Yes. That might be the way you could save Xbox. You might be onto something, Basserino. You might be onto something. Yeah. Tricom says Xbox will turn into affordable gaming PCs, if anything. I think that was what they were talking about. The plan being is integrating Windows and Xbox, making them sort of the same thing, or I don't know exactly how that's supposed to work. Of course, there's the obvious problem with that is the paywall for playing online for Xbox doesn't exist on PC. So it just seems like you're creating a whole new set of problems for yourself. But at this point, I don't even, I don't know. Born Distracted, Luke, don't be a killjoy. Yeah, Luke. Facts matter. That's true, Luke. They do. Tricom, Saturn graphics look better than 64. Honestly, comparable but different. Well, Nintendo 64 could do some awesome stuff, but the biggest problem with the N64 was obviously it's so limited being a cartridge-based system that the textures, man, that's the big problem with the N64 is the freaking textures. They're so like blurry and low res. Some N64 games look better than others, you know, and it just depends on how they do the graphics and stuff. But yeah, man, as awesome as the N64 is, that was the biggest problem with the N64 was it just looked blurry, you know? And it doesn't help that that the N64 natively only supports S-video and doesn't do a higher fidelity like RGB output or something. Not that we necessarily used that back in the day, but you know, for more modern stuff and for trying to enjoy an N64 these days, I mean, you have to do a really expensive mod on an N64 if you want that picture to look the way, you know, comparable to how you can get on these other systems. I mean, even the damn Sega Master System had native RGB, you know. It's pretty wild. Nintendo did not care about that stuff, you know. But, you know, yeah, Super Nintendo could do native RGB. So, I don't know. Go figure. I don't know. Luke says, go to Rumble if you don't want facts. Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, my. Oh, my. Tricom, more power. Passerino, but how much power? All of the power. I did the math. Oh, wow. Are you a Jaguar owner, an Atari Jaguar? Because I did that math, and I did it wrong, and they did too, and it didn't work out. Bill Bob, I didn't care about that. My philosophy was the Saturn had more processors, and Sony had no business making game consoles. Yeah, it was weird, man. When Sony was about to bring out the PlayStation and they were talking about it, we were all like, I mean, back in those days, my friends and me, we were all like, yeah, Sega's going to wipe their, you know, the floor with, I was going to say wipe their ass with them. They're going to wipe the floor with them. And of course it went the opposite direction. But, you know, I still say to this day, had the Sega Saturn been backwards compatible, you know, it had the cartridge slot. If they would have just put the, you know, Motorola chip in there for the Genesis and just had it backwards compatible, I don't know. I think it would have made a big difference. I think it could have made a huge difference. You know, it didn't have to be Sega CD backwards compatible. That would have been amazing. But at least if it played Genesis cartridges, I think that could have been huge. But whatever, you know. Backwards compatibility. Not all these companies seem to value that. And it hasn't really helped Microsoft. Although maybe it did prolong the inevitable. Maybe it was really helpful to Microsoft. I don't know. I love backwards compatibility, but yeah, I don't know if it's a moneymaker. I don't know. But, you know, maybe I think it could have made a difference back then for the Saturn. I really do. Let's see, Basserino. So like blowing a fuse in the house power. Like Christmas Vacation, Christmas lights, levels of power. Okay. Eugene says, I see still making consoles because parents think they can just buy the console and not have to worry about their kids playing on it. Plus, you don't have to keep up with the Windows updates. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, the Windows updates. But nowadays with consoles, there's so many updates on everything for that. It's nuts. Basserino, the XXX box series XXX will blow everyone. It won't blow them away, but it will blow everyone. That sounds interesting. It sounds interesting, Basserino. Tell me more about your plans for the XXX box. I'm listening. Tricom already pre-ordered. Eugene, plus PC hardware upgrades, aka chasing that dragon. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a thing. Wings got deep fear? You mean in general or the game? Yes, I have that. I don't know if I'm going to play it, but I do have that. Wings. I think you asked me about that last time I was playing Saturn stuff. Yeah, I have that on here. I burned a disc of it. I burned a disc. Bassarino, dude, I need to build a new PC, but I want AM5 series chipset levels of power. Give me another decade of pretty smooth gaming. Deep Fear is pretty good. Indeed.
2, 1, go.
Oh, yeah.
Easy left. Easy right.
House of the Dead on the Saturn doesn't look all that great. It's pretty
Okay, left.
rough looking, but it plays really good with the light guns,
Right, baby.
which is ironic because House of the Dead 2 looks freaking fantastic on the Dreamcast, but my light guns, and maybe it's just the light guns that I bought, I don't know. Not sure about this. Apparently the Japanese light guns are better, but my light guns are garbage on the Dreamcast. They're the worst light guns I've ever used. They're like the most inaccurate piece of crap light guns ever, which was very, very disappointing. But it looks brilliant. It looks brilliant. You know, the graphics for House of Dead 2 on the Dreamcast are fantastic. But House of Dead on the Saturn plays much better. At least for me with the light guns I have. Oh, focus. I'm all over the place. Get back on the road. Come on, man. We're not going to make it. No, we're not going to make it. Close, maybe. Nope. Almost. Damn it. I gotta focus more if I'm going to try to get anywhere in this game. Game over, yeah. Let's see. Eating paste. What's up, dude? Eating paste. Love me some Sega Rally. Yes, indeed, sir. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. Oh, I didn't realize it was Canadian Thanksgiving. Well, enjoy the whatever they do in Canada for Thanksgiving. I assume it's similar to the United States, but I don't know. Any Canadians? Maybe you can fill me in. Born Distracted. How many Saturn games do you have, Cy? Well, that's a good question. So most of what I have is just burned discs that I use with the backup unlocker. And I have a crap ton of those. I got a whole book here filled with them. But I do have some retail discs as well. Just a few, because I got rid of a lot of the ones I used to have. I have Alien Trilogy on disc. You can't see it. Ugh. Unfortunately, Alien Trilogy, my Saturn disc got disc rot, so I had to make a copy of it. Sucked ass. Tons and tons of copies of games. Cyber Speedway's another retail disc I have. That one's okay. It's alright. Fun little racing game. I used to have like Street Fighter Alpha 2 and some other ones. I ended up trading them in at a local retro store because I just burned copies of them, you know. But one of these days I'm gonna get a Cyrus. One of these days.
Sega Rally Championship.
Let's see. Silver Wings, a disc? It's a 2-disc game. Oh my. Deep Fear. Let's see. Where is the Deep Fear? How deep are we in the fear? How deep am I in the fear? I'm afeared. I'm afeared of the deep. Let's see. Where's the Deep Fear? Da-da-dum, da-dum. We're looking for you, Deep Fear. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Where are you? It's supposed to be 2 discs. 2 discs. Oh yeah, here we go. You're absolutely correct. Look. Deep Fear Disc 1 and Deep Fear Disc 2. You're absolutely correct. You can't see it because of the damn angle. But they're right there. You are correct. Yes. Ha ha ha. I'll throw Deep Fear on. Why not? Why not? It's Halloween season. We'll start with disc 1. Let's be crazy. Let's throw caution to the wind and start with disc 1. Deep Fear. Sega Rally. Now I gotta figure out where I put Sega Rally. Where you at? Where you at, Sega Rally? This is why I need a Saru, because it's, I mean, I don't mind doing this, but it would be much more convenient. Much more convenient. There it is. Sega Rally. Okay. And I'll just get me like, you know, like a terabyte SD card and just fill it up with every freaking CD ever. Yes. I don't know if this one supports the 3D controller or not. I don't know. It's from 1998, so it might. It might. I don't know. It's very Resident Evil-y. Very Resident Evil-y.
Stop all construction work. I repeat.
That's Reno. Honestly, the way everyone's switching to Linux to avoid Windows 11 lately, I think will make people realize computers can be like supercharged Steam Decks. Maybe so. Eating Paste. If you like Deep Fear, try Enemy Zero on Saturn. Enemy Zero? Do I have that one? I don't know. I'll have to check. I've never played DC light gun games, but my guns for the Saturn are mint. Yeah, Saturn light gun is, you know, Virtua Cop 2, House of the Dead. There's several light gun games on Saturn, and they're all very good, very accurate. Eating Paste, I would say a bit better than how they play on the PS1. I think so too, now that you said that. Yeah. Except for like Time Crisis with that gun. That's really good. That's really good. 2 car lengths off. Okay. Optimus Gene, having a hard time focusing. I'm trying to watch your stream and set up a pie hole at the same time. Well, I'm sorry for distracting you. Oh my gosh. Oh. My bad. Eating Paste, yeah. It's all the same, but we just do it a month earlier. Oh, you're talking about for Thanksgiving. Okay, it's the same stuff. I got you. Bassarino, happy eating turkey, poutine, and sleeping on the couch day. Yeah, we don't really do the poutine in Texas. At least I haven't, but I know it's a very popular thing, especially up in the Canadias. Anyways, Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold on Saturn is my pick for the best home Street Fighter game ever made. Eating Paste, thank you very much for saying that. You get 50 points because Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold, that specific version, is the best for me, my favorite. We'll just say my favorite of all Street Fighters. Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold. And the Saturn version is the best version. I 100% agree with you. Thank you for that. Yeah, Deep Fear is 2 discs, and I think the English version is PAL, but the Japanese version is also in English. Is that right? I don't know. I think this is the Japanese one, but it is in English. It might be, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Not sure. Bassarino, Deep Throat, the game. Oh my. Oh, that's a whole different experience. That's for the XXX box. Yes. Eating Paste. In North America, we didn't get Deep Fear, but we did get the 4-disc Enemy Zero. Japanese version has English voice acting, but text in Japanese. Yeah, that's right. All the voice work is English. Area 51 Virtual Cop 2, I'm going to go to on Saturn. Hell yeah. Bill Bob, whoa, wait a minute. What was the lady doing with that monkey? If I had a nickel for every time I've asked that question. Bassarino, Gene's setting up a pie hole. Things I discussed on Discord. Anyways, you have impeccable taste in fighting games, Cy. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so this version of Deep Fear, I'm not sure if I wrote it on the discs. I'm gonna see if I can look at the second disc and see what it tells me. Hang on. Deep Fear. So many discs. Okay, I didn't even write it on there, so I'm not sure. It's got to be the Japanese version. I don't think it's like a translated or anything. It is working with the 3D controller, by the way. HP on. Hang on, I'm gonna, just in case this got off. Sometimes the capture card will, the audio will get off. I'm just gonna make sure it's good. Hang on. Okay, it should be fine now. Let's see what the text and everything is, because the text, I don't know what version this is. It's running on my Saturn, on my Japanese Saturn. If it was PAL, I don't think it would be working properly. So this must be the Japanese version, unless it's like a translated version that they put out, like somebody put out like homebrew, you know? I don't know, because apparently I didn't write it on the discs. And you said Enemy Zero. I don't think I have that burned. I think I need to make copies of Enemy Zero, because I don't think I have that. A long time ago, I sent some friends discs that I made, and I may have sent that to a friend of mine. I may not have made another copy of that. I gotta get a Saru. How many times do I have to say that? How many times am I gonna say that?
Pacific Standard Time, 18 hours and 37 minutes. An unidentified flying object emitting a regulatory signal crashed into the Pacific Ocean.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I have Enemy Zero. So that's one I gotta make copies of. Okay. Well, there you go. Thank you for bringing that up, because I hadn't even thought about it. Bassarino, ask the XXX box what happens for the monkey. Silverwings 3D controller on for non-tank controls, turn it off for tank controls. So there you go. Eating Paste, I just got a couple of new Sega CD games, Ernest Evans and Annette Returns. They had Japanese Sega CD releases, but not for North America. Limited Run got the license and released them in North America. I think localized too. Well, that's cool. That's really cool. Hell yeah. Sometimes the full motion video on the Saturn, it looks a little bit lower res and a little bit lower color than the PlayStation version, like for the games that are on both. But sometimes it looks fine. Sometimes it looks really good. It's a game by game basis, really. This full motion video looks pretty good. Eating Paste posted a pic of Enemy Zero in the Discord. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's something I'll have to do. I have to make some copies. Well, I have to decide if I'm going to make copies, because I am planning on getting a Saru soon. Like sooner rather than later. So maybe I'll just wait and get all that stuff on my Saru when I get that. Yeah, the FMV on Saturn is pretty commonly low quality and sometimes not full screen. Yeah. I remember Silverwings, last time you asked me about this, I did start this game up and played it for like 5 minutes, but I didn't really do anything on it. I might have to spend some time on this. I mean, it is Halloween. It's time to play these kinds of games, you know?
Chief!
You don't have
I
to
mean,
yell
it's
at me.
October.
I
It's not
can hear you
Halloween.
just
You know
fine.
what I mean.
It's an emergency. Sharon's drowning in the e-pool. Come quickly.
I'm right above you. I'll be right there.
So far, the text has all been English and the voice is also English. But is it going to stay that way? Or are we going to have a problem? Okay, so we're using 3D controller. Seems to be pretty good. I like that. It's very smooth. Oh, what did I just throw? Okay, I threw a grenade that I shouldn't have thrown. Okay, that's all English so far. That's all English. So far, so good. Like I said, this might be like a translated version or something. I'm really not sure. Wow, how many first aid kits does this thing have? Just unlimited first aid kits? Wow, I got 7. Oh, okay, so I can max it out, I guess, to 8. Cool. It's a picture of Stella. Her smile never seems to change. Yeah, because it's a picture. That's how pictures work. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, she makes me laugh. Silverwings, it's the I Dream of Jeannie spaceship. What? You will only have a problem for one puzzle where you gotta read a note. Spaceballs, air in the can. Oh, okay. I see. I see. Stella! It's a picture. When I was enlisted on the SEAL team, it's been 2 years since I was discharged. The certificates of the previous chief engineers are displayed. Cool. Camera changes like a lot. Oh my God, quit doing that. Stop it! Okay. Can I take a nap? No, I don't want to take a nap. The schedule of the ERS is written March 29th, rescue drill. March 30th, fire drill. It's the AS. It only operates in case of an emergency. Oh, save game. Let me switch over to the D-pad to see all the tank controls. Okay, this is the tank controls. Now that's straight up Resident Evil right there. Do I want to do that or do I want to do the other one? I'll stick with the 3D controller for now. We'll see how it goes. Switch the tank controls to get it to stop. Too much English text to be in the Japanese version. Ah. That's interesting. So this is... That's interesting then. So this is a European version, but it's not PAL. Because if it was PAL, I'd be having problems with the... You know, because I'm running this on a Japanese Saturn. So maybe this is like an edited... Like a hacked version or something. I don't know. I do not know. Interesting. Go down the manhole in the starting room. Okay, we'll go back. I'm not going to play through the whole game right now, Silverwings. I'm not going to do all that. Climb down the ladder. Yes. Jacob's Ladder. If you want a great game to play with the 3D controller, play Dark. Oh, Dark Savior is fantastic. I actually owned that game back in the day.
Chief!
I used to play the crap out of that game. I never beat it, but I got really far. I have to play through that again sometime. That's a cool game. I love the style of that game. Music, graphics. It has that fighting game aspect to it. It's like an RPG and a fighting game combined. It's pretty cool.
Chief!
Who's yelling at me? Somebody's yelling at me in here. Oh.
Chief!
What's going on?
April Fools! Did you forget it's April Fool's Day?
You know, we don't have time for these fun and games.
Sorry,
Wow.
Chief. The mood around the big table had been kind of.
What is this, like a horror movie? That was like Jason movies and stuff. They would do stuff like that, and then they end up getting killed by Jason.
You were just transferred here a week ago, so you may not have noticed, but it's been especially stuffy lately.
You place. I remember the Japanese version of this game having a lot of English, but I didn't play much, and it was a long time ago. Silverwings, if you notice, there's a pause between screens when you are on 3D controls. I love it too, man. Also, it's like 3 to 4 different games in one. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish.
Depending on how the intro plays out, the story and the game are completely different. Yeah, I love that game. That's a cool game.
What was that? Hey, stop!
Seafox, do you read me? Seafox, what's wrong?
You know, Deep Fear and Enemy Zero, it's like two games that for some reason sort of like they kind of conflate in my head. Like I would think one was the other one or whatever. I think I bought one of these games on Steam. I think there's like a Steam version, and I think I bought it not too long ago. But I might be thinking of a different game. But it's like it's this type of game. I can't remember. It was cheap. It was very, very cheap.
ERS, John Mayer, immediately report to the CCD area deck group. I repeat, would ERS
Chief,
John
I think
Mayer
they need you.
immediately report
That was
to
an emergency call. I wonder what happened.
I'd better go.
Some good acting.
Hey, Chief! You got a cold?
You could say that.
John, take care of yourself.
Thanks.
That's some good acting right there. John, don't press yourself too hard. What do you mean, press myself? Who have you been talking to? Don't you need to hurry to the deck? Hey, that's my business. Do I need to go over here? Wow, it changes a lot. It's like constantly changing cameras. Oh, hi there. We're inspecting this area lock. We may need to repair it. Okay, I guess I can't go this way. Alright. Well, that was worth checking out. Oh. Maybe we want to do tank controls, because that's going to get confusing. Go to second floor. Yeah, we'll go there. Oh, I hit the wrong button. There we go. He's got the COVID. Let's see. Eating Pace says, Deep Fear, Enemy Zero, D, and Lunacy on the Sega Saturn all share the same space in my brain's memory. Yeah. Saboteur. So, are you playing actual discs on original hardware? I'm playing copied like CDRs on original hardware. Yeah, I'm playing discs that I made. And I'm using a cartridge called the Sega Saturn Backup Unlocker. It's basically a Pro Action replay. Is it called a Pro Action replay? I think it's what it's called. It has 4 meg of RAM built into it, but they've installed like a special, a custom firmware on it. So it's called Pseudo Saturn, and so like it'll let you play copied discs. So the only thing it doesn't have in the cartridge is it doesn't save. It doesn't have backup for like saving games, which is a bummer because that would be really awesome if it did. But when I get a Saru, that will take care of all that. Eating pace or non-actual? Yeah. So you have a satiator? No, I have a cartridge. It plugs into the cartridge slot. I'll just reset this. I'll show you what it. Like if I reset here, and you'll see this menu come up for the Pseudo Saturn stuff, and that's from the cartridge. And then I have the burned disc in there right now. So you get this menu, and then like I actually can enable like cheats and stuff too. Like, which is pretty cool. It has like the ability to do like a bunch of cheats and stuff if you want. You just start the game and it'll let you play copied discs. Geek Historian, gonna head out, guys. Have a good stream. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you coming by. Yeah, I'm actually gonna wrap up this stream. I'm not gonna play any longer, really. It takes so long for me to get started, but you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure do I want to make copies of that Enemy Zero? I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I am gonna play Deep Fear. So next stream we'll play Deep Fear. I'll play it for at least a couple hours. We'll see how far we get. And then, see if we can beat the game, maybe. 2 discs on that one. So that's pretty cool. So I want to thank everybody coming to hang out with me today, play some Sega Saturn. This was fun. We'll do more Sega Saturn. And maybe we'll do, if I can figure out how to get, I could play House of the Dead on that TV back there with the light gun and just, you guys could just watch me shoot at my TV with the light gun. We could do that. Or I don't know. We'll figure that out. But maybe it would be fun to do some light gun stuff for the Saturn. We'll see. I don't know. Big Block Plymouth. What's up, dude? Hello, Cy. In before the end. Thanks for coming to hang out, dude. Salvador. Okay, I have a nice collection of original games, but now I load everything via Satiator. Was spendy, but well worth it. It works with the Action Replay cartridge as well. I've heard the Satiator's very good, so that's really awesome. I don't think I can afford that, but I can definitely afford a Saru. I just have to order one from Amazon because they have some pretty good ones. They're not too expensive, maybe like $60 or something like that. So it's not too bad. But anyway, Salvatore, thank you for being here. Big Block Plymouth, Silver Wings, Geek Storian, Eating Paste was here also. It's good to see Eating Paste. Born Distracted was here. Nick, the Geek Storian, was also here. Bassarino was number 1 in. The Last Lion stopped by for just a minute. We had Bill Bob. We had Luke's Awakening. John, the Retro Bro, stopped by. Tricombe 79. Optimus Gene, my buddy Eugene. Chris Courage was here. Did I say Born Distracted? I think I did. Holy crap, there's a lot of people stopped by. Oh my gosh. Jeffrey was here. Go Game Go. Black Metal Gamer, my buddy Black Metal Gamer. That was awesome to see him come by. Who else? Who else? So many people. Mike Wolf, Mark Baker. Ermergerd. If I missed you, I am deeply sorry. I am regretful, and I shall remain regretful for the rest of my life. But thanks for coming to hang out, play some Saturn stuff. This has been fun. This is Super Mega Graphics 64. Guys, y'all take care. Have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will see you again very soon. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And we'll play some Deep Fear for the Saturn. Because I want to play through this game. I still have never done it. I've barely played the game at all. So I think that would be a fun thing to do next time. So you guys take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.